5. We're ready now. We're there.
Black, you're still at,
Good afternoon. I'm Eula Clark, Mayor of the City of Stewart. Calling together the Stewart Redevelopment Agency meeting on February 22nd, 2021 at 5 p.m. at the Stewart City Commission chambers located at 121 Southwest Flagler Avenue, Stewart, Florida. We're about to start our meeting. I'm not sure if the meeting is live by Zoom or not, but we will at this time, okay, it's on. We'll at this time ask our clerk to do a roll call.
Chairperson Clark,
Yes?
Vice Chairperson Matheson,
Yes.
Board Member Bruner,
Here.
Board Member McDonald,
Here.
Board Member Meyer,
Here.
Board Member Campenny,
here.
Board Member Wilson.
Here.
Clerk, do we have a quorum for our redevelopment agency meeting?
Yes, we do.
Okay, let us stand and have the pledge of allegiance as we consider the affairs of our community and the hard work of our community redevelopment agency. Vice Mayor?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I don't have any green cards, but on our agenda, we have time for comments from the public, 3 minutes each. If we have any members of the public in front of us, please come forward and you can fill out a green card later. If there are any members of the public online, please raise your hand appropriately so that our technician can see you. And 3 minutes. Comments from the public? No comments. Comments from our board members?
No comments, Mayor.
No comments. And this format of the agenda doesn't have a way to approve the agenda. Can we just say that if we're approving
Move approval. Second.
of the agenda as presented? Thank you. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is our.
Vote on that?
Oh,
You want to take a vote?
okay, let's do a vote since we did go through all of that. Any objections to approving the agenda as published? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. I was supposed to be helping the clerk today. Okay, our staff update. I'm not sure if that's anything different from the next item, which is the actual presentation of the Community Redevelopment Agency annual report. That's it?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Pinal?
Thank you. Good afternoon. Panal Gandhi Savdas, CRA Administrator for the record. We're here today because CRA would like to submit an annual report of activities and financial statement for previous year, fiscal year 2020, to the DEO. This report is required to be submitted each year by March 31st. We did publish a notice in the newspaper if anybody wanted to review the report. And once the report is approved by the board today, we will be mailing all the report to all the taxing authorities, including Martin County Board of County Commissioners, Property Appraiser's Office, a tax collector, and other organizations. The report is required to provide financial statements, which is on page 9 of the agenda. And you might have noticed that this is an unaudited version of the financial report. We did not get to complete the audited version earlier enough because of the pandemic and computer upgrades. Finance does expect to complete the audited report before the deadline. So I will update this page in the report before I submit it to all the taxing authorities. As you've seen, the TIF revenue of $2.23 million was deposited into the CRA Trust Fund for fiscal year 2020. TIF revenue was used for activities such as administrative expenses, which included professional engineering services, indirect costs, aids to private organizations for our incentive programs such as the Business Improvement Reimbursement Program, Paint Up Program, also the tram operation, capital projects like Fraser Crescent Improvement Project, final designs for gateway signage, Riverside Park Neighborhood Improvement Project, and Seminole Street Project. The funds were also used for conceptual design plans for MLK, and the big line item for fiscal year 2020 was the purchase of property adjacent to the Wells Fargo building. I'll go over briefly all the different projects that we undertook in fiscal year 2020 and provide the status. The CRA purchased the 2 parcels adjacent to the Wells Fargo building, which is known as the future City Hall site. In the future, CRA will look at potential redevelopment opportunities on this site to spur development activities on Southeast Ocean Boulevard. The board approved the Mural Project in fiscal year 2020. This mural is on the D. Hahn building. The mural work is under progress right now, and it is expected to be completed by April. We added additional wayfinding signs along Colorado to help the arts and entertainment district. We added 1 wayfinder on Colorado and 5th Street by the 555 Place building, and 1 by Colorado and MLK Boulevard.
They're very nice.
Thank you.
Yes.
We also amended our outdoor dining program to limit the outdoor dining to 8% of the total public parking spaces, and change some guidelines to allow the restaurants an opportunity for permanent outdoor dining, especially with our current situation. We recently installed the outdoor dining at the Gafford Restaurant. We're in the process of installing one at the Riverwalk Cafe, and we've had interest also from Sneaky Tiki. We implemented our downtown valet service pilot program for the peak season last year. The program did terminate early because of the pandemic. So we really just had 3 months to collect the data. The program, we saw that it was most successful in January, starting in January on Fridays and Saturdays. And the revenue sharing for the 3 months that the program was in session was approximately $1,000. The Tram System is operated by the Public Works Department. CRA contributes funds for the microtransit system. They were successful at getting grants for the historic tours in fiscal year 2020, but there were some setbacks due to the pandemic. The ridership did reduce by a little more than half, but they were able to encourage some ridership through the historic tours. Since the implementation of our Business Improvement Grant Program in 2016, we have awarded grants to 30 businesses for facade improvements. In fiscal year 2020, we had 5 applicants, and they received grant and matching grant, and their private investment for the improvements was approximately $188,000. The Paint Up program, we allocated $3,000 for this program, and 4 homeowners participated in fiscal year 2020.
How many did you say?
4. The Hull Home was the second structure to be listed on our Stewart Historic Register list. We dedicated the historic marker in the Commission Chamber in November of last year, and the marker is installed at the 5th Street near a sidewalk in front of the building. This was one of our big projects for Fraser for fiscal year 2020, the Fraser Crescent Neighborhood Improvement Project. It is completed. We redesigned McPherson Street to one-way street and added sidewalks. We also added missing sidewalk links on 7th Street, and we did pervious concrete on for two-way street on 6th Street. The total project construction cost was about $375,000.
Wow.
The Riverside Neighborhood Improvement Project, which is just north of the old bridge, is currently in design phase. Where staff is in the process of reviewing 30% design plans. We expect to do the neighborhood outreach when we get to 60% design, which is in the next few months. This is a two-phase project. The first phase is the blue highlighted section, and we expect to go under construction for that section before the end of this year. The second phase is the remaining of the neighborhood, and that won't be till 2024 because that's partially TAP funded. The Federal Highway Median Improvement Project was postponed because of the bridge repairs. Now that the bridge repair is completed, we had our first pre-construction meeting last week, and we expect to go into construction on March 15th. And I think this will tie in nicely when we're ready to do our gateway signage project. The design for undergrounding of utilities is underway. We've identified some locations for transformer boxes that might need to be located on private property. We've met with private property owners for easement, and we've also requested cost estimate for undergrounding from FP&L, Comcast, and AT&T. FPL conversion cost estimate is approximately $80,000. We're still waiting for costs from AT&T and Comcast. 90% of Seminole streetscape improvement is completed, and we did public outreach at 60% and 90% design. We've held 2 public meetings we've also met with DBA, Main Street, and we'll be presenting the plans to the CRB board and CRA board in April. Both of our consultants will be here in April, our consultant that's working on the undergrounding design, and then the Kimley Horn, who's working on the streetscape design. So we will be presenting the full project to you with timeline and cost in April.
I just love it. I just think it's fabulous when it's completed.
Yeah.
It's going to be fabulous.
And Sailfish Cove, we hope that will go into construction early part of this year. They've already submitted the building permits and site plans, waiting on a couple of outstanding documents, so hopefully that should be approved fairly soon. Martin Luther King Complete Street Project, it's in the conceptual design phase. The design along MLK, the project boundary is from Dixie Highway to Tarpon Avenue. It'll consist of multi-use path for pedestrians, bicyclists, on-street parking, landscaping, and modified travel lanes. The conceptual design, we hope to present it hopefully by summer, because the crosswalks should be installed in March, so we hope to bring this to the community soon after that. For the Guy Davis Improvement Project, we're in the negotiation process with the selected firm to establish the scope of work. This will be a 2-phase project. During the initial phase, we will develop a conceptual plan and engineer probable costs for the improvements. That item will come before you once we have that engineer probable cost to get direction from the board on how to fund the project. The high visibility crosswalks will be installed in March, like I said, and we're planning to also install the Sharrow markings that the board requested at the last CRA board meeting. We've identified locations where those signs will be installed. In 2020, we saw a significant increase in assessed property values with development projects. The report provides assessed value prior to development and what it is during construction and what we can expect it to be once the project is completed. The assessed value will be higher, and we can expect that to be on the 2021 tax roll. So there should be a significant increase in the assessed value and once all the projects have received their CO. The River House condominiums, which consist of 20 residential units, those are expected to receive their CO by March. The West Ocean Townhomes, which is by the Shepherd Park, with 8 residential units, there are 2 buildings. They've both received CO. Harbor Chase ALF, they currently have temporary CO, and they expect to get a final CO in early 2021. They had some outstanding fire system that they had to install. Roasted Record Coffee Shops, this was a really great project for Arts and Entertainment District. They moved into our old floral shop and renovated the building and really gave that urban feel to our district. South Wind Motel, this was converted to 19 residential apartments. This is a great example of adaptive reuse of a rundown hotel without having to construct new building for housing demand in our city. The CRA applied for the CDBG grant for the Housing Rehabilitation Program to assist low and moderate income homeowners with rehab of their homes. We're still waiting for a notice for grant award. Hopefully we should get something in March or early part of April. We installed a 3-sided kiosk by the Riverwalk stage in downtown. This really helps to promote our downtown activities, and we're planning to install another one by Duffy's, and then one in the Arts and Entertainment District this year. We installed this high visibility crosswalk on Dixie Highway by the Sailor's Return Restaurant. But unfortunately, because of the bridge repair work, this was removed, but we plan to install this again when we're doing the work in East Stewart. It's the same company, so they'll install this one for us again. Gateway Triangle Master Plan, that's underway. We've conducted community survey through SurveyMonkey. Treasure Coast Regional Planning Council is leading this project and have had interviews, one-on-one interviews with property owners, business owners, board members, and commissioners. And we're planning a vision workshop on March 13th, and we expect to send out the invitations soon. It's going to be a walking tour of the neighborhood to get input from the community. We're wrapping up the conceptual design for the gateway signs. This will consist of 2 sets of design. Each option will have Welcome to Stewart sign, Downtown Stewart sign, and all the district signs to have that consistent look. And the proposal will include also locations where these signs may go. The 2 concepts, we plan to bring that to Main Street in March for their input, and also have another public meeting to get input from the community. And then we hope to bring this to the board in May or June. And we've continued to work with Main Street and DBA to promote downtown and the future growth of our downtown. The downtown events and businesses were impacted due to the COVID restrictions. City passed an order to allow temporary outdoor dining via special event permit. We also waived the monthly fees for permanent outdoor dining program for 5 months. And we waived the annual rental fee for the wayfinding signs to help the businesses. And in 2020, Historic Downtown Stewart was a winner of the Great Places in Florida Award organized by the APA. And this concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Very good.
Madam Mayor, I have a couple questions.
Okay,
Madam Chairperson.
can
Thank you.
go.
Thanks, Pinal. Good report. So this is for fiscal year, although some of the sections were covering calendar year. I was just curious about, and I know you'll have to do the audit on the finances, but on the main finance sheet, I saw in there that the miscellaneous income of 3,000 some odd, is that covering both the wayfinding signage program and the $1,000 from the shared valet agreement, or is that?
I think that might just be the wayfinding sign.
Okay.
I'm not sure where the $1,000 for valet program is being put in which account.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we're accounting for that revenue, because so
Yeah.
far, the wayfinding signage program has been paying for itself, and then some, right?
Correct.
It's been generating income beyond the,
Yes.
and then, do we have we're currently, are we receiving grants, the FDOT Tours grant to the general fund, and then moving them over? I didn't see that in the income or the revenue side either.
We have not received grant for the general program. It's more for the historic tour.
Okay,
Again, I'm not sure where Julie's putting the grant funding, in which account. It might be
Okay.
going in Public Works account,
okay,
because it's really implemented by Public Works Department. CRA just funds the project.
It goes into the general fund. So
General
CRA contributes to the general fund that covers the trams. So the grant also goes to the general fund to
General
cover the historic tours.
okay. That's fine. I just want to make sure, you know, it can be a little complicated. I want to make sure the numbers are saying the right thing. And then finally, the advertising on the trams, I thought that was a great idea, and I know with our local businesses kind of still hurting. Do you have an anticipated timeline for restarting that with the, it says it's still on hold?
I know that when I talked to Paula, who's managing the program, she said that they're starting to look at getting advertisements now.
Okay,
So,
great. Because I see the
yeah.
trams going around. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it'd be great for us to prioritize that.
Yeah, she said that they expect to relaunch it this year, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, well, that's it for me. Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, any other board members with comments on the annual report?
I just had one question, Madam Mayor, that Commissioner Meyer touched on. The $1,000 for the valet parking, that was total, not each month. That's
No,
correct?
that was total for
That was
3
total.
months, right.
Okay.
We started the program in December, but it really didn't do well in December. It really picked up in January and February, so really for 2 months, that's when we saw the revenue. And then March, we really didn't, we stopped
It was ended.
early part,
So when you say December, you mean December of 2019?
2019, yeah.
Right, okay. Because the numbers are all 1920,
1920, yeah, it's a little
and
confusing.
some of the report leads into 21.
Yeah, because I provide the status of where we are with some of those
Okay.
projects.
Any other questions or comments?
Madam Mayor, I just want to make a comment too. I'm glad that you not only discuss the projects that we're funding, but also give us a good overview of the redevelopment projects. I think it's really, to see the assessed values, the taxable ad valorem values of those properties, the River House and the other ones that have been redeveloped, I mean, that's going to be a significant contribution to our general fund and, of course, to the CRA. So, you know, I'm glad we're seeing those numbers. It's good to be reminded of the fact that these new developments are significantly contributing to our city's finances for services. So, good. Thanks for including that. It's an important point. That's the point of CRA in the first place, I think, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great
that was
job.
never included before, so I'm going to start including that moving
Yes.
forward.
Madam Chair, I move approval.
Second.
There's a motion by Member Campani and seconded by Member and Vice Chair Matheson. Are there any comments from the public on the motion to approve the Redevelopment Agency annual report? Any comments from the public? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Vice Chairperson Matheson,
Yes.
Board Member Brunner,
Yes,
Board Member McDonald,
Yes.
Board Member Meyer,
Yes.
Board Member Campeni,
Yes.
Board Member Walson,
Yes.
Chairperson Clark.
Yes. So, thank you, Pinal, thank you so very much. There's nothing else on the agenda, and there was nothing added to the agenda, so we're at a point where we can,
I move
Adjourn
to
this
adjourn, Madam
meeting.
Mayor.
Second.
okay, we're adjourned until 5:30. Thank you.
Yeah.